Hello, everyone. Ivor Chester here, your balance coach and music therapist. Today, we're going to be talking about music therapy and its place for people who seek balance, who seek social handles. We're going to talk about the very popular song from a couple of years back called Tell Your Heart to Beat Again. The beauty of the song is it's based on a true story between a pastor and a doctor, supposedly. But the words ring very true to people who have found themselves down on their back. It seems that it's been said that there are pretty much three concepts, like a three-legged stool, to getting what you need done. One, IQ, your brains. Not really how smart you are, but your potential for learning, your potential to apply, IQ, intelligence quotient. Then your EQ, which is your emotional quotient or emotional intelligence, which is how well you can manage your own emotions and the emotions of others as they come at you. And then finally, adversity quotient, the AQ. It is important to have all three, because otherwise, let's say, for example, you don't have AQ, you'll be the smartest person on the floor laying on your back, refusing to get back up. It's just not going to do. So when it comes to tell your heart to beat again, sometimes it is a deliberate effort. The story goes, from what I have heard, that the doctor, when he's observed, when he's doing an open heart surgery, he tells the patient whose heart will not defib, they can't get the heart to beat again after open heart surgery. The doctor has to speak directly into the patient's ear while the patient is under sedation and says, "Hi, this is your doctor. We're finished, everything's fine, but we need you to tell your heart to beat again." And as curious as it sounds, it apparently works, and the patient's heart does begin to beat again. So what? Sometimes we find ourselves flat on the back, as I've already said. The difficulty is going to be, do you make the choice to start over? Do you make the choice to tell your own heart, your own passions, your own drive, your own belief, your own desires, your own dreams? Do you tell those things to restore and start again? Do you dust yourself off? I was reading something from Tanya Waring, and she was talking about, in one of her posts, she says that the very thing we're going through can be the very thing we are called to help other people with, paraphrasing it. That's very important to understand. So quickly, let's go through some of the lyrics to this song. It starts off with, and this is by Danny Gokey. It says, "You're shattered like you've never been before. The life you knew in 1,000 pieces on the floor. And words fall short in times like these. When this world drives you to your knees, you think you're never going to get back to the you used to be." By the way, I do this song a lot in my music therapy classes at the hospitals. It's this is a great line. It says, "You're shattered." It's important to realize, to know when you beat, or when you've been beat up, I suppose. One, so you know not to get that in that situation again, but also to know that you can take it, you can do more. And it says, like you've never been before, the life you knew in 1,000 pieces on the floor. I did a post a couple of months back about when I used to believe that my life was like a picture on a puzzle box. It's kind of like that. Go back and look for it. But the belief here is, when your life really gets that shattered, when it gets so many pieces and you don't believe you're going to be able to put it back together, you know what? You're not supposed to. It's time for a new picture. It's time for you being somebody to make with what you've got. Be somebody who can apply the things that you already possess. You already have a lot of what you need, if not all of it. You just need to shape it. And that's important to understand. This world drives you to your knees. You never, and this is important, you think you'll never get back to the you used to be. Well, I propose that you never were supposed to. You'll never get back to the you used to be. It's important to understand that as well. Don't ever try and get back to the you used to be. You're going to expend a whole lot of energy if you think your life is supposed to go this way, and all of a sudden life sends you up like this or down, and you expend a whole lot of energy trying to push back to this original line, it's wasted energy. Why try and get back to that? Was it all good? No, it really wasn't. It's just probably just looking back a certain way where you think, well, gee, those were the good old days. And we've talked about the past before, but you're not supposed to get back to the you used to be. You're supposed to be somebody new, maturing, learning, growing. Again, as Carly Simon says, there's more room in a broken heart. So grow and learn. It's the tragedies that make us tough. And so far, all of you have gotten through 100% of the worst days you've absolutely ever had. And then with the verse itself says, tell your heart to beat again. That's a choice, by the way. You notice it's a choice. Anybody who has ever succeeded made a choice to succeed. They didn't just drift into it. They didn't just wake up successful. And again, this isn't about the money. This isn't about the job. This is about being a good single mom. This is being about a good parent. This is about being somebody who is making a big change in other people's lives or your own. But it is a deliberate call. It's something I'm learning every day. You can't play the victim and be the person you want to be. You'll just survive on scraps. Close your eyes and breathe it in. That's, by the way, called processing and acceptance. Let the shadows fall away. Let the people fall away. If you're going to be who you want to be, you're going to have to let the crappy people fall away, because some of them want to enable you back to what they want you to be. Be what you want to be. Step into the light of grace. Step. It's a deliberate act. Remember, when Christ would heal people, he would then give them something to do. Rise, get up, take your mat, and go, type of thing. So you step into the light of grace, which is forgiveness. Yesterday is a closing door. You don't live there anymore. Okay? Stop trying to go back to that door. Stop trying to pry it open. Stop banging on the door. If somebody answers, you don't want to deal with them. So yesterday is a closing door. You don't live there anymore. A couple of weeks ago, we were in a part of town, living in a part of town I used to live in, where I ended up homeless back in 1979. And I showed my family that was with me what that looked like. And I said it was at that corner that I stepped out into the street, and I had no place to go. But I didn't live there now. That was a long time ago. I don't live in that place. I don't live there mentally, and I don't live there physically. Probably because I don't live there mentally. That's why I don't live there physically. It's a choice. And then it says beginning. Okay, remember, change has three parts. The first part is an ending. Something has to stop. The second part is process. You have to think about what happened. Okay, that's a technical term. You can look it up in the DSM-5. And then the third part is beginning. You have to start something, because if you just do the stop, you'll never get to the beginning, because it'll just keep repeating the stop over and over. Well, I keep trying to stop, but I have to, no. You have to begin something new, because you have to process. Just let that word wash over you. It's all right now. Love's healing hands have pulled you through. So get back up. Take step one. Leave the darkness and feel the sun. Remember, light and dark. It's one of the concepts of the book of John, by the way, because your story's far from over. And the journey's just begun. As I started to hang around better people in my life, and I would tell them, I was having too deep of a pity party, and I would tell them, oh, this has happened, and this has happened, and this has happened. They go, wow, you got a great story. That's going to be awesome. Somebody's going to be able to tell them. You know what? At the time, I didn't see it. I see it now. Okay, because I'm going through the things that's going to arm me to help other people later in life. And then the song repeats. By the way, about halfway through it, after the first chorus, the song adds a heartbeat in the rhythm in the background. You can hear it. You can hear that EKG start to go. It's very important to know also that the song ends cold. And the note that it ends on is an anticipatory note. It doesn't conclude on the tonic, which means it's up to you. You tell your heart to beat again. You make that choice. You get to do what you want in life. People who don't make that choice play the victim. Oh, and if somebody tries to help them, they'll yell at them because they don't understand. I understand that. It's not going to help. Step away from those people and live your own life. That's how I see in a very, very quick version, because normally I glide through that song in about 45 minutes to an hour. That's my 5-minute version on it. If you want to hear the song, it's in my feed just below this video. Other than that, if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. And know that starting up this upcoming Monday night, we're going to be doing our seminar on Live Your Worth, starting at 7 o'clock here in Irving at Dayspring Counseling. Feel free to get more information on this website or at ivorchester.com. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter, the usual suspects. Your action plan for today is tell your heart to beat again and make those choices and then spread the news to others. I'm thankful for you to spend this time with me today. We're going to be doing a few more Facebooks. I said that last week. It's starting to fire up. Good Lord is working his hand in some really interesting ways around our house. Stick around and see what happens. God bless you. Thank you. We'll see you out there.